Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the print. My name is Amana Begum. So this week I have written an article on CAA because recently on the day of Ramzan, Government of India has notified the guideline for CAA. So once again, which brought the storm on social media. Um, Most of the people are calling it, not most of the people, but a section of the people are calling it as an anti-Muslim um, law. And uh, how this is anti-Muslim legislature, nobody can explain you. The only um, argument is that this benefit of CAA is not applied to the Muslim of neighborhood country. So I mean, it's just common sense that there are so many welfare schemes, policies which are not applied to the majority community, which are they cannot access those privileges or benefit of those welfare schemes. So should we start calling it as a anti-Hindu policies and schemes within the India? No, that's not how it works. You bring policies and welfare schemes for the people who are in need of those support. So, and it does not make sense that we allow Muslims of Pakistan and Bangladesh, a country which was formed based of the identity, that they can come to India and claim the citizenship. Anyways, uh, first of all, the most uh, dubious misinformation around CA is that it will affect the citizenship of Muslims. However, CA is not going to affect citizenship of any Indian, regardless. I mean, the identity or religious background. And propaganda is such a severe in this sense that even Al Jazeera run a lot of breaking piece and news on the CA, and the main article they carried that the Indian CA, the anti-Muslim law. So, and Indian government has to counter that, give a official statement that no, it is not anti Muslims, or even it's not revoking any citizenship whatsoever. When we see this kind of propaganda, it seems okay. There are certain forces, or maybe there are people who have a good heart and coming from a very good position, and they see it as a wrong, see as an anti-secular law. However, the way they create uh, the way they create polarization between two communities appalling, I would say. Last time in the NTCA protest, we have seen how that turned into a riot, and how we had to mourn the death of 53 people, including 35 Muslims and 15 Hindu. So both community basically suffered the consequences of it, and many people were not even actively involved in any kind of political activities around this protest. However, they face the brunt of it. So that makes me question that what Al Jazeera is trying to do. Are they are they wishing for the same kind of reputation of situation in India, and that's why they are deliberately putting such a wrong narrative and misinformation about CAA. So that's one question. And I have visited those women in Eidgah camp and have seen from my eyes, like when you see, it's easy to talk about victim when you're very detached, or you're just seeing them and analyzing entire situation. But when you go there and meet the victim and see them as a human being, it's very different. uh, it hits you very different. You realize how ordinary people who might not be even aware about so many things, people who are not trying to make a very informed choices and decision, but somehow misled by the mentality. And it's not that it's something new in India. This is something we have to work upon. So you see them, just ordinary people who are trying to make their daily life, and driven by this fear, the fed by the narrative which is fed by the so-called savior of the community, and then see them suffering out of it is very tragic situation. It makes you sad seeing a normal people suffering like that. So the other way I want to tell the Indian Muslim that how long we are going to make excuses that, oh, uh, these people, I mean, these are people who are our Masiha, or these leaders who feed on religious extremism are going to guide us to the right path. It's you We have to, as a community, now take our interest in our hand, understand, think on individual level, think what is real, what is really politics, think about real politics basically on the ground, and just being a mob and following people telling that no, they are saying that this is anti-Muslim, so that this is anti-Muslim is not a way to go about. And as a Indian Muslim, as a minority in India, we should be welcoming CAA, understanding the plight of minority in our neighboring country. Like, we are blessed in that sense. Okay, we have our own grievances, nobody denies that. We can go and approach institution um, for justice and find a way, but we never faced some kind of persecution where we had to flee from the country. And regardless which sect you belong to, which kind of Muslims you are, you can be Ahmadiyya Muslim, Shia or Sunni, you will not be persecuted in India. So when we don't face that kind of persecution, we should understand, and we face certain kind of even you say, let's say that you feel marginalized time to time, or you feel that there is some certain injustice, and that makes us so bitter sometimes that we go beyond any boundary to act in the hand of certain forces. So imagine the people, the minority in Pakistan, the Hindu, Sikh, that the kind of persecution they face, that their women get abducted and forcefully converted. I mean, I cannot imagine that in my wildest dream, that I will be unsafe like that, or any Indian Muslim women. So that we as a community had to have to think about and start making our own choices instead of being a mob or vote bank. It's ultimately it boils down to our own decisions, how we want to go about it. So for more, please read my article. Thank you.